Cam Whitmore committed to Villanova as the 10th ranked high school prospect nationally and the 3rd ranked small forward per Rivals.com. Whitmore sat out until early December after having surgery on his shooting hand thumb in early October. Villanova eased him back into the lineup, bringing him back off the bench until New Year's Eve and not having him crack 30 minutes in a game until January 7th. Whitmore understandably struggled to find his rhythm initially after coming back from his injury, but since entering the starting lineup, Whitmore has shot the ball better and has averaged just over 13 points per game. Should Whitmore continue at the level he has been playing at, he should easily crack the top 10 and might even push towards the top 5 in the upcoming draft. The first strength for Whitmore is how athletic and explosive he is. Whitmore might not be quite as much of an explosive athlete as the Thompson twins are, but he still looks like he'll be one of the better athletes in this draft. If Whitmore sees a sliver of an opening, he can get downhill in an instant and explode off the floor for a dunk. Whitmore looks like a player that will have some highlight reel dunks in an increasingly spaced out NBA. But he's not just a lob catcher. Whitmore can handle the ball well and create opportunities for himself. With his size, strength, and athleticism, Whitmore could be a handful for defenders in the NBA. Another strength for Whitmore is scoring around the basket. A big part of this ability comes back to Whitmore's incredible athleticism. Whitmore is really difficult to stay in front of on the perimeter, and once he sees daylight to the basket, there's a good chance he's going to be able to dunk it. But even when he isn't able to get the dunk, he is very efficient scoring around the basket with his handle, strength, and touch. Even when defenders are able to make a good play on the wall to prevent Whitmore from getting a dunk, he can hang in the air, absorb contact, and finish layups or short shots. Whitmore may not have proven himself as an outside shooter yet, but he has a nice floor offensively with his ability to get to the basket and finish. One final strength for Whitmore is defense. One part of this strength is Whitmore's activity on the defensive end. Whitmore reportedly possesses a massive wingspan at 7'3", and sometimes his arms just seem to be everywhere on the defensive end. When Whitmore is defending out on the perimeter, you have to be careful with your passes because he can get into a passing lane in an instant. The other big part of Whitmore's strength on defense is how versatile he can be as a defender. Whitmore is 6'7", 232 pounds with massively long arms, and on top of that, he's very quick and explosive. You can throw him out on the perimeter and let him deal with guards and wings with his quickness, but also switch him onto bigger players and let him utilize his size and strength. This type of versatility as a defender will be very valuable in the NBA in a league that increasingly relies on switching defense, especially in the highest leverage moments. One weakness for Whitmore is shooting. This is a weakness that I could easily see turning into less of a concern or possibly even a strength by the time draft day rolls around. Whitmore has solid looking shot form, but really struggled finding the range through the first month of this season. Whitmore shot just 29% from beyond the arc in December and had a number of pretty bad looking misses. But Whitmore has rebounded since the calendar turned to January and is shooting 44% during the month thus far. I'll be curious to see which version of Whitmore we see the rest of the season. It's possible Whitmore just took some time to rediscover his shooting range after the thumb surgery early in the season. But it's also possible Whitmore is just a streaky shooter and is having a hot month. We will have to check back in closer to draft day and see how the rest of the season shook out. Another weakness for Whitmore is playmaking. Whitmore is a great athlete and has good handles. This allows him to create for himself pretty well off of the dribble, but Whitmore has not yet figured out how to use his ability to break down defenders to create for others. On the season, Whitmore is currently averaging less than 1 assist per game and just over 2 turnovers per game. Whitmore isn't a guy that you would expect to be racking up tons of assists, but this is still a tough ratio. Whitmore seems to get tunnel vision to score when he's attacking the basket and will try to challenge multiple defenders rather than finding a teammate for a good look. Additionally, Whitmore doesn't seem to be a great passer in terms of accuracy. Overall, Whitmore just isn't a strong playmaker at this time. This first clip displays some of Whitmore's ability to score around the basket. The play starts with Whitmore receiving the pass on the left wing early in the shot clock. Whitmore sees that the defense isn't fully set and immediately attacks the basket. Whitmore blows by the first line of defense to get to the baseline, then contorts his body up and under the basket, avoids the defender, and finishes the reverse layup. Whitmore is great at getting to the basket and finishing once he gets there. This should give him a nice offensive floor if and when he sees opportunities in the NBA. This next clip gives us a look at some of Whitmore's strength as a defender. The play begins with Whitmore's man coming up to take what is essentially a handoff. but instead of just letting the play develop, Whitmore blitzes the action, reaches one of his Inspector Gadget arms into the passing lane, and forces the turnover. This play displays Whitmore's activity on defense as well as the tools at his disposal. Whitmore looks like he has the potential to be a versatile defender at the next level. This final clip shows us how Whitmore can struggle as a playmaker. The play starts with Whitmore grabbing the defensive rebound and pushing ahead in transition. Whitmore brings the ball over half court and is faced with a wall of 3 defenders between him and the basket. Whitmore drives straight into 2 defenders, euro steps, and easily has his shot blocked. Whitmore had a teammate open in the corner that should have been pretty clearly in his line of vision, and also had a trailing teammate that he could have found if he had slowed it down a bit. Whitmore doesn't need to become a primary playmaker, but he will need to work on his tunnel vision issue to reach his true potential at the next level. Cam Whitmore is one of the top prospects in the 2023 draft class thanks to his crazy athleticism, length, and ability to get to the basket almost at will. Whitmore plays hard on the defensive end, and it seems fair to say he can competently switch across at least 4 positions and could even give true centers some difficulty with his athleticism and length. I think the ideal progression for Whitmore would be that his outside shooting is closer to what it has been in January of this season versus December, and he develops into a really nice second option on the offensive end. I don't think he's shown enough as a playmaker to really be a guy that can be a top option on offense for a good team, but that doesn't mean he can't be a really good player at the next level. My NBA comp for Cam Whitmore is Aaron Gordon. Gordon is currently enjoying a really nice season playing off of Nikola Jokic in Denver. Whitmore has a higher ceiling as a defender, but they're both big, athletic forwards that can put it on the floor as well. I think Whitmore should at least be able to reach Aaron Gordon's level with the potential to be more than that.